Hello and welcome back to Project 300C. I've just got the car at the garage today. I'm going to do a few little jobs while I've got time. As you've noticed, the engine cover's off. I'm going to give that a bit of... I'm going to try and split this video up a bit. I'm just going to do a general clean-up once I'm finished what I'm doing. So today what I'm going to try and get done is I'm going to do the air filter. I've got a brand new one here, a Marley one, original equipment. I've got the oil on order, the 520. I've got the original equipment man filter to go on, a Chrysler one. To be quite honest, the one that's in isn't too bad, really. But I've already ordered it now, may as well change it. I'll get all that dirt cleaned out from in there. So yeah, just put that back into place. Trying to concentrate at the same time. I'll just push that down. I'm going to give this a clean, as you can see. Just needs a general clean up. What do I want to do? I've checked the levels. I'm going to do the oil and filter change when the oil comes. I'm going to take out one of the spark plugs and check what condition the plugs are in. If not, I'll just get an air filter and oil and filter change. A few little faults I've noticed under here. I'm going to try and locate two gas struts for the bonnet because they're broken. I don't want this bonnet coming down on my head. I don't know why they've been broken. And the dipstick top looks a bit tight, so with that again, that's for another day. But I know that the car takes 6.6 litres of oil, but with a filter that size, it'll be a safe bet just to drop it out and stick 7 litres exactly on. You might be a tad above or a tad below, but it's certainly going to be to the right amount. Clearly monitor the amount of oil that comes out. You don't want to be putting 7 litres in if 10 come out, but according to the specifications, it should be about 7 litres of oil. What else am I going to do today? Right, I'm going to, when it's up on the lift, I'm going to try and get this stuff off them. The glue. I'm going to get the remaining badges off. I've gotten them side skirts out the back of the car, so when I get 2 minutes, I'm going to give it a bit of a hoover and clean on the dashboard. So now I've got the code reader on, and these are the codes. Ignore the coil one, because there was a wire under the bonnet that it had been tangled up and it had been left disconnected by mistake. So don't worry about it. This is the oxygen sensor one, so that's saying it's bank 1, sensor 2. I'm not quite sure which bank 1 is. It says it's obviously number 1 of the cylinder firing, but I haven't got no auto data to know. So what I'll probably do is when I'm under the car, I'll disconnect one of the two sensors and see which code it brings up, and then I'll know which one I'm dealing with. So there's the fault codes for that. Again, there's something on about this front right wheel signal received. I'm going to have a little look at the ABS ring and the sensor and the connections when I'm under there. And on the other one, there's faults because the battery was completely flat on this car, so there's loads of codes, but a lot of them are for the fact of being low voltage, which I think you'll probably see on here, like that. You see battery voltage. Nearly every module on the car has got this code, so I'm going to wipe everything in a minute. There you go. You see rear right wheel speed performance. So I'm going to have a look at the rear right, and I'm going to have a look at the rear front right as well, and just see what's going on, see if there's anything with the wiring. So the ignition's on. I'm going now. Everything else on the codes is irrelevant. I've made a copy of the codes that's at fault on the car, and now we'll just hit the quick erase button and get rid of all these battery low voltage codes. It'll just go through there now and delete each one of them off. And obviously, as you can see now on the dashboard, I can't see if that reflection. There you go, as all the ABS lights gone off. The engine light will go off obviously when you start it up. And just through my other videos, I'll just show you as proof. I've changed the settings to English and miles, not kilometres. There you go, 46,000 mile. Sorry, the phone went there. It's a problem with running the garage and trying to do videos. So there, yeah, now that's all the codes off. So now to look at the two sensors after the cat. I've actually got two sensors in here which I'm going to get out, which the guy obviously bought and never got round to us fitting them for him. So I don't know if they're right. I haven't got a clue what quality they are, but the fact that they're there it would be daft not to use them. So there's the other one. So we've got two sensors, no idea if they're right. I just need to work out which is bank 1 and which is bank 2. If I had auto data, I could find cylinder 1 and then that would be a bank 1. But all I'll do is I'll just disconnect them underneath if not, and find out that way. So yeah, I'll come out the video now. So I know now to look at the two right-hand ABS systems. I'm going to take a plug out and just see what condition the plugs are in, to see if I need to order any. I'm going to order some gas struts up for the bonnet and just do a general clean up on here, and I'll come back to you. Well, like I keep mentioning, it just shows you my limit of knowledge to these engines. Here, they're dual spark plug ones, so there's 16 plugs to deal with. But the good news is they're just regular NGK plugs, and I don't think they're a great deal more than £2 each, actually. I might even be able to get a whole box of them cheaper if I search about. They don't look that old at all. The back edge of them, I don't know if the camera will focus in a bit. See, the back edge of them seems a little bit burnt to me. Running very clean. To be honest, you could probably leave them, they'd be fine. But for the sake of, what, 12, less than 30 quid, I'm just going to stick 16 new plugs in. It's a record for me. I've never had to do 16 spark plugs in one go before. But yeah, I'll do the spark plugs if I can get them cheap enough. Got the air filter, do the oil and filter. We'll look at this O2 sensor in a minute when I get it on the lift in the ABS. So I shall cut back in shortly. I just was panicking, thinking they were going to be platinum plugs, because the platinum plugs are normally somewhere in the region of about £10 each. So you'd be looking about 160 quid. So, wouldn't be paying that. But these are regular ones that are a couple of quid each. So, we'll put them in and I'll get NGK, because they are actually one of my favourite brands to use on spark plugs. So, I shall come back to you. I'm just going to put them plugs back in and the coil pack back on. And I'm going to put it up on the lift and see what's going on underneath. Welcome back. I just thought before I took it up and started doing work under the bonnet, I might as well get on and do the air filter and clean the throttle body. So you just pop this breather pipe off, Jubilee clip, slacken it off, one plug, and there you go, that's the air assembly off. I'll put that out the way. And now, we'll get the air filter out. Wait, I'll leave that there for the moment. And now you can see inside of there. Before anybody comments, I am going to reset the throttle adaptation on this with the diagnostic equipment. Little bits of dirt in there, but as you can see, you should never mess on with these when the ignition's switched on. But if you open it up, I could shine some light, but you can see that dirt there. I'll go and grab a light. When the phone decides to, this might show up better with the light shining in. As you can see, there's a little bit of dirt. It's hard to show because I'm having to try and push my finger in at the same time. But you see there's some dirt in there. So we're just going to get some EGR and carb cleaner to clean it out. I mean, I can show a brief video if you wish, me doing it, but you're not going to see much. First of all, you need to open up the throttle body. So, and then just scrape it in. It's just to get the main kind of, in here it's very sticky kind of like tar residue. Because bearing in mind this car has not been used much at all. It's done a lot of standing about. And then you just leave it to work its magic. Basically give it a bit of a rub. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that on the photograph, but on the video, but you can see all of the... So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this in there to work. It's really important to get these edges of the throttle body, like the butterfly flap, cleaned, as well as obviously around the you can see clear as day where it sits, where it's supposed to sit, and obviously you need to get into the top. I mean, it's just absolutely filthy in here. I mean, you think I was dealing with a diesel. So that's basically all you do. Just keep doing that and I'll come back to you when I've got that cleaned up, because it's pointless watching me faffing on with that for the next 10 minutes or so. Another little top tip, this EGR cleaner just wasn't cutting the mustard with this. Before anybody says anything, do your research first. This works great. Don't leave it too long on anything plastic, but on metal surfaces, this is what you want. Mr. Muscle oven cleaner. I swear to God, this stuff eats through the carbon in the oil and in the soot deposits inside of these, especially on diesels, like nothing else. You just put it on, let it foam up, and then, I'm not going to do this because I need to touch the phone afterwards. Leave it on, and just give it a scrub, and I'll show you when it's done. It works fantastic. And at the end of the day, work it out. You turn around and go, oh, that's aluminium or whatever. If you can use it in your oven at home, and it actually tells you on the back to leave it for 24 hours sometimes. There's other one that I've got a cheaper version here, Dr. Magic, and they tell you to leave them overnight in some cases for thick dirt. So don't panic. You won't do any harm as long as you, like I say, just put it on, clean it off, and you won't have any issues. So I'm just, can you see that or not? It's foamed up. You see that in there? And now, I'm not going to touch, well, I'll try and, no, I'm not, because I'm going to end up getting it all on my phone, but you can see it's just lifting all the black deposits out. And then you just rinse it down with, the, obviously, with some carb cleaner, or throttle body cleaner, and I'll come back to you when it's done. Right then, so there we go. Mr. Muscle Oven Cleaner. Take a look at that, if I can get the phone far enough down. Absolutely spotless in there now. See the edge? Try and get my finger in. See that? I don't know if it's blocking the light, but that is like brand new in that throttle body. Doesn't do any damage. Gets all the dirt off. Just got to make sure you rub it off. Perfect. So there we go. That's the throttle body cleaned. I'm now going to remove the air filter. I'm going to cover that hole up. Blast out all that dirt. Put the new air filter in. And that's the intake side of things done. So I'll come back to you when I've done that. I mean, I can record it if you want. You'll have to let us know. I mean, I'm just going to use high pressure air, cover the hole. And there we go. That's the air box cleaned. Just need to put the new filter in, which I've got here. Pop that in. Try not to get it dirty. So there we go, new air filter. Pop that into place. And I'll cut back in and we'll put the pipe and everything back on, the intake pipe. There was one thing I noticed when I took this apart, this Jubilee clip, somebody hadn't tightened it up or something like that. Just wasn't tight at all. And what you don't want is air leaking past the air filter, because I think this is just a temperature sensor here, but nevertheless, you don't want hot air mixing, and obviously it'll mess up all the running of the engine. So always make sure, and some cars have what we call a MAF sensor. After that point, it's metered air. You don't want that messed about with. So with this, instead of using a screwdriver, I'm just using a little ratchet, and we'll just tighten this up properly this time. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just think somebody's not bothered tightening it up. Forgot to tighten it up, and then just don't forget, plug your sensor back in. These have little securities on them. You pop it on, press the red down, job done. So there we go. That's the air box cleaned out, new air filter, throttle body cleaned. Obviously something else, like a fault I found, the pipe was slack, so that wouldn't have been helping matters. So I'm going to put it up in the air now and see what we can figure out with the O2 sensors. So I'll come back to you soon. I've just been on cleaning all with the high pressure air, getting rid of all the leaves and debris on the car. Don't worry about all this white stuff here. That's where the car got polished a few months ago. Not by me, because I would have wiped that off, but just somebody hasn't bothered wiping the residue off. But I've just realised that the pollen filter, I'm quite surprised how easy this car is to work on. Few clips, that comes off. The air filter, spark plugs are all nice and easy. Most of these V engines, you've got to go taking inlet manifolds off and everything to get to the plugs. So, but I've just took the filter out, and it looks perfectly fine. It's a good quality one. It's clean. Before anybody makes comment that it's dirty, it isn't. It's a carbon filter. It's meant to have that colour to it. It's practically brand new. So I've just blown it off with the high pressure air. And I'm going to put that back in. So just so everybody knows, pollen filter's all good. And like I said, next up, it's going up on the lift, and I'll get back to you. Right, this video's getting on to 15 minutes now, so I've decided I'm going to leave the underneath of the car to a separate video. So, all I'm going to do in the remainder of this video, you'll have already seen if you're watching from the other videos how much I recommend this Citrus wash by Auto Bright Direct. If you're part of the Chrysler Owners Club, you won't have. But this stuff's great. Just spray it everywhere. When you switch the bottle to spray, that is. Just spray it on the areas you want to rub down. Doesn't really matter for that, really, because you can't see it with the engine cover. Just a bit along here. Along there, on these. Up here. Doesn't matter if a little bit of it gets around. It's quite. I've used it on leather seats, believe it or not. It doesn't cause any damage at all. On the engine cover. And then just give it sort of 10 minutes or so and give it a wipe down, and you'll be surprised how good it actually works. Right, there we go, 5 minutes work, and I think that looks spot on. Cleaned up round there is best. I know there's a bit more up there to do properly, but all that's been done. Just, sprayed it here and there. In fact, I've missed a little bit, which I'll rub off now, just on top of the washer fluid there. As you can see there, just one little rub there, and that brings all the muck to the surface. So yeah, so I've just done a brief clean up here, on there, up there, cleaned the engine cover. If you looked on the previous video, actually not this video, at the beginning, you'll have seen just a bit round here, there and across the scuttle. Before anybody comments, no, the car has not or does not overheat. Tim decided to fill the bottle right to the top and it come out of the overflow. So just in case anybody mentions that one, and I will clean that off when I get time. So yeah, there you go. Next video, I'm going to look into these ABS sensors, the O2 sensor, and that's it. Get on and try and tidy these up and get the new wheel caps put on. So thanks for watching. If you like it, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.